And hello to all my Virgo friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for November 2022. Now today they've dialed up for you guys a 4-corner spread. Great spread for general readings because it looks at the 4 main areas that people usually ask about in tarot, which is your love corner, the ever popular love corner, the work corner, work, business, enterprise, area of study, collegiate courses, retirement, the health corner, and of course the financial corner. The 4 main areas. We're going to brush through all 4 of them, guys. We're going to do a little quick swoop through all of them. It's usually a very simple reading, but sometimes, Spirit, when I say that, they usually throw doozies at me and we end up doing a long reading. But they've asked that we conclude with no extra at the end. So when that happens, that's usually because they want us to focus on the main meat and potatoes of the spread of what we're doing, in this case, the 4 corners. We're also going to conclude your reading with the rune stone. Very exciting things lie ahead. Let's see what Virgos have going on in the month of November. I'm going to bring you in right now so you can watch. The cards are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save us all a bunch of time. And here we go with the overhead view. And we are on and recording. What I'm doing now, guys, these are my ritual cuts, basically cutting each deck into thirds and putting them back together in a separate order. That satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot and is the same procedure for personal, private readings. So it's just like you're here with me now. Those are ready to go. Here we go with the 4 corners. This top corner here is work. Completely inverted. We'll see what happens with that. Sometimes Spirit needs to upright all of these. Over here is love. This is love corner stuff and a big theme. And we're still completely blocked, except that last one. So more than likely, we are going to do a discard that may upright this whole thing. This corner is financial. I'll move this around just to make sure I have it in view. And then over here is health, guys. And also a big theme for health. Okay. How's the view look? I think we're all in view, pretty much. Go down like that. Okay. Real quick, I'm counting my inverts. See if we have enough to do 1 discard, or if we need to do by corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not enough, so we're actually going to do it by specific corner if it's hugely inverted, which would be this one. And that is also inverted, so that needs to go upright. Like I told you, those sometimes do change. Now this one is 2 out of 3. I'm going to wait till I get this one to see what this one comes, because I need an Oracle Angel card for it. That is also going to be blocked, so I will do another discard here, but they say, hey, let's leave it. That one's going to stay just like it is. And then down here, we don't need a discard, but we do need an Angel Oracle card, and then we're ready to go. So this did turn out to be a little bit bigger spread than I anticipated. And you can probably get a picture here of why Spirit wanted to focus on just the 1 spread. So again, up here above my fingers and hand, that is your love corner. Down below it, this is going to be health. Over to the upper left, that is work. And then down here is finance. All right, let's get to work, Virgo. All right. Okay, Virgo, let's get going. I had to cut away to get the incense back on. Got to get the incense on. Need all my elementals here, and that is the elemental of wind. So let's get started. I'm going to save your big ones for last. Let's get started with work and finance. I like to read those together anyway, and those are your simpler themes. So starting with work, guys. Work for the month, and work is a big area. It's work, business, enterprise, area of study, collegiate courses, retirement. If you're of that age, learning something new. Even if you're just reading a book that you're excited about, you're learning something new, that can come up into the work corner too. Starting a new business, all that kind of stuff. Entrepreneurship also for most people, this is the JOB, but I like to give it to you all in a general. So the first thing they show here is there's a successful element to this corner. In the month of November, it's a good way to start. It's my trophy case card, so it's just like the same energy of you putting a trophy on the case. It's like an accomplishment of some form. Maybe winning an award at work. Maybe just getting a promotion at work. Getting a project that you wanted to do at work. Expanding your portfolio. Something like that. So that is a good way to start. Good energy to start. Next thing they show here is my 10 of Swords. This is the card that I call Death by 1,000 Paper Cuts. It sounds bad and it may be a little bit challenging, but this is a sword. And when we're dealing with swords, a lot of times it's not real. It's basically the mental suit in tarot. So swords here can be, this is like mental paper cuts, mental anguish, stressors, things that you're worrying about. And here we are in the work corner again. Remember, keep that in mind, that is the corner that is causing this. So even though it starts on a good note, it does quickly move into some challenging stuff. And it could be all in your mind. This could not be real, but it also could be too. This could be like, hey, you got... Okay, so let me give you an example of how these could work together. You just got promoted. You're making more money at work. Okay, all good there. That's your accomplishment, your trophy case card. Well, guess what? Now you report back to work on, let's say, Monday. And after, let's say Halloween, you report back to work. Okay, well, now you got all these new things to do, these new responsibilities that fall on you, and now you're accountable for all this stuff that you weren't before, these other, companies or portfolios or whatever it is you do for work. Maybe you got more clients, new patients, depending on what you do. And now it's like, oh, what did I sign myself up for? Did I really want to do that? Is it really worth it? Well, more than likely it is, and you will adjust. This is just an adjustment period where at first it does get a little bit tight, at least in your mind, if not literal. So it's just like, oh man, we just got to get this figured out. We got to get a routine going. We got to get this to a point where these little paper cuts are not, there's no paper involved at all. We got to get the paper out of the way so that there can be no paper cuts. Maybe moving away from paper, going digital is profound thing for some people, but it's a weird way to put it. But hey, in a general reading, we have a lot of Virgo energy here, guys. In a general reading, the context is key. Figuring out what they mean by this to you specifically in a general. We have a lot of Virgos tuning in, so keep in mind that personal private reading is always the best way to go, and I offer a wide variety of those on my website, scottsagent.com. We'll talk more about that in a little bit, but let's go down to this financial corner, because that is how most people get their money, is through work. These are usually very tied together. Now for finances, they bring up a brand new idea. This is new inspiration. This is a light bulb effect going off in your head here. Even divine inspiration coming very soon. This is not something that is later, that is coming next year or next month. This is coming in November, Virgo, and it's coming in as financial inspiration. Some of you may already have some ideas of what this might be and things you want to do financially, things you want to buy. You're planning certain things and you're getting things in order. So that is what they show first for your financial corner. The next thing they do show is my Princess of Wands and other cards, or other decks, I should say. This is a page. So in this setup here, they're basically using my messenger. The page is the messenger in tarot. Let me just do one more card just to make sure they're not talking about a person. They're not. So I was good with that. So here they're referring to the messenger for work. It's tying back to your finances directly. Your financials are pointing at the work corner and saying, hey, that is the source. That is the direction. That is what you need to focus on so that this financial inspiration, this new idea, can become real. Because for a lot of you, it's not right now. This is a developmental phase where some things are getting put into place and getting things arranged up here in the thought and the ethereal realm, where it's not actually physically real right now. So they point the finger back over that way, messenger for work. And it's also coming in early in November too. I don't feel like this is on any kind of delay. This is happening soon, guys, here. And this may be even full moon related. So some of you may actually be doing some purging with work stuff or with financial stuff, maybe getting rid of bills, maybe getting rid of some responsibilities at work. I know I gave you the example of taking them on, but that's not going to be for everybody. So that is, we're going to talk about more of that with the moon cycles, which I might as well do right now since we've kind of segued right into it. So your moon cycle forecast is something I like to give to you guys every single month so you know what's coming, you're ready for it. The first thing that hits in November is the full moon. That happens on November the 8th. That is the best time to get anything out of your life that doesn't fit you anymore. This work message is very congruent with the full moon. So Virgos are going to be very high here on full moon. Actually new moon too, but that is more love related. We haven't got there yet, but I'm looking ahead and I have my magician up there. So that is a thing, so we're going to talk about that momentarily. But first, the full moon, guys, that's getting anything out of your life, whether it's breaking bad habits, getting emotional baggage off your chest, any kind of other stuff you got to sell, repurpose, anything that needs to go out of your life can be much better placed under the full moon than any other time of the month. Getting it to stick is a key there. So new moon adversely. That's what we'll talk about more in a minute. But to give you the kind of the general idea, because the universe doesn't care. It's a new moon. You can attract anything into your life here that you want with the new moon. At least you got a much higher likelihood of attracting it and making it manifest, making it real. Like we talked about that idea in the financial corner. Let's say it's not about that. Let's say you're trying to attract brand new love. You're trying to bring a new love in. That is much better placed late in November, guys. The new moon is November 23rd. So later on in the month, the day before Thanksgiving is the kind of the key trigger date, but it doesn't have to be on that date. Just anywhere toward the end of November is a great time to bring anything new into your life. Great time to start a diet. Yeah, great time to start a diet right before Thanksgiving, right? In that case, I would wait for the day after. Black Friday, just wait till then. This time is fluid, and I do like a 10-day window on each one here. Basically, if you look at my moon cycle cheat sheet, that's the next thing I'm going to tell you about here, is I put together a graphic aid that makes this very easy to understand for you. Bringing stuff in, bringing it out with the moon cycles, very major part. That is available for free. Every single month I put that together for you, my great people. It's available on my website, scottsagent.com. I have it parked under my videos tab. That's where you're going to scroll to the bottom of that. That's where you will find the moon cycle cheat sheet for November, and you will see that there is a window of opportunity. It is not just a couple days. It is multiple days, and the graphic gives you the best time to implement that change so it sticks. So starting that new diet after Thanksgiving, starting that new exercise program a couple days after Thanksgiving, all that kind of stuff, whatever it is for you. Just giving you silly examples, but that's the best way to bring new things into your life, is to follow those moon cycles. Let's get on to your health corner, guys. Health corner, we talk about really breaking free from something. So this is going to be a huge deal too for a lot of my Virgos in health. A lot of you are breaking ground here. You're doing new things, health-related things to improve your health, whether it's diet or exercise or switching up prescription drugs or taking supplements or whatever you're doing here. This is breaking free from habits. It almost feels like a bad habit. Like, let's say, you eat ice cream every day. Well, that's probably a bad habit for you. It's not that healthy for you. A lot of you are breaking free from something like that. It could be physical habits too. No more smoking, no more drinking, whatever it is. They show a lot of Virgos breaking free from these chains. That's what the devil card inverted is. It's like the devil card the other way is chained up and linked up. Inverted here, it means breaking these handcuffs off, getting free. Your health corner is going to be much better as a result of that. So it's looking very, very up and up. They show, though, however, that a lot of my Virgos do have a hard time leaving something behind here. So a lot of you are really, really love your ice cream. If I go back to that example, it's really hard for you to let this go. You just, maybe I'll do this later. Maybe I'll do this at another time. And, maybe that the timing is not perfect here for you. But for a lot of my Virgos, it is. And a lot of my Virgos are breaking this ground here and doing these things right here in November. They do show that a decision has been made. So even if you're not ready to pull the trigger with it yet, Spirit is saying that a lot of you have decided when. Maybe it's going to be December 1 that you actually make this thing real. Maybe it's going to be, like I said, the day after Thanksgiving. Maybe it's going to be earlier than that. Who's to say? But they do show blowing the horn on something with health, and that you guys have made this decision. And if not, it is time to make that decision very, very soon. What better time to do that than November? It doesn't mean you have to actually pull the trigger and make it real and start right now. But hey, this is the greatest time that there is to decide, to judge. That's what the judgment card is to make a judgment. They show to the sea here, so we're really trying to get you here and pointed in the right direction. Get your health corner pointed in the right direction. That's all we need. We don't, this is a marathon, not a sprint, so you don't need to be worried about the end result. You don't need to be worried about 2 weeks from now, 2 months from now, 2 years from now. Just get pointed in the right direction. The rest will kind of fall together as you go. So don't not start just because you're afraid of the longevity with running this marathon. You got to start taking steps sometimes, even if it's just walking. Eventually, you're going to get this marathon run. Okay, so very empowering health corner. Before I get into your ever famous love corner, I do want to tell you guys about the brand new products, the big launch on the website in the shop this month for November is the t-shirts, sweatshirts, other kind of different forms and fits. Men's and women's are available. Usually my products in the shop are fulfilled by me myself. The t-shirt line is third party. I'm going to link everything to it from the website, from the shop. It'll get you to everywhere you need to be. I'm going to be flashing pictures of the shirts and the different things up as I talk about it a little bit here. But it is done by a group called Bonfire, and they do really good work. They ship it for you as well, so they control all that, the shipping, and return policy is through them. And they have a really good setup, which is why I signed on with them contractually to do these two products. And these two t-shirts are going to expand even more. Next month, I'm doing another 2 great design t-shirts, but for right now, you can see these 2 wonderful ones that we're launching right here, and they're available right now. So this month and next month, we're going to have a total of at least 4, maybe more than that. So very, very strong push here for Christmas, as well as the other physical products that are already in the store, the great Scott Sagent Sage Soaps, the Sunflower Potpourris, as well as the Sunflower Mister. All that stuff available right now, guys. Makes great gifts too as we move into the holidays. The other thing I need to tell you about is the brand new product, the mini product. It's falling under the mini product category, but it is really kind of more like a standalone reading. It's a pretty big deal. It is my Messages from Heaven. It is one of the most popular spreads that I've ever done. And even in my full service readings, my 30-minute, my 60-minute, people ask about Messages from Heaven all the time. They want to touch base with a loved one, see how they're doing, see if they have any messages for them. And this gives you that phone. It hands the phone up either for you to ask a question to them, or if you just want to put the phone up and see if they have something to say to you, also in the same format. So you can read more about the Messages from Heaven on the website for that product. I also have a promo video out for it. I'll link it in the description here on YouTube. Also, it'll be linked on the website too. So you can read up all about that Messages from Heaven, and that's a big one, guys. Big one. A lot of people love that kind of stuff, and now it is available just for you. You don't have to buy a full reading if that's the only thing you want. So just try to make things a little bit easier. Give you guys what you want. So that is that's the 2 brand new things I got to tell you about. Let's move into your love corner, guys. We will waste no more time with that love corner. We got to hit your runestone too. The love corner starts by saying that there is something just not magical right now. Something is a little bit off. Something, I don't want to say broken. It's a little bit of a strong word here, but something is a little bit off in the love corner. And the love corner is a big place. This is not just your love relationship partner. This expands out to your family, your close friends, your group around you. Something's a little off. I'm not sure why. We might get more context as I read on to the next cards. They do show regeneration, so a lot of you are doing new things. The family is kind of becoming new here. Just like when lava rushes over the ground, it wipes some stuff out. It clears the land, it clears some space, but guess what? New life gets to come as a result from it, and very fertile land to do so here too. They do show that there is a new chapter involved here. A lot of my Virgos are already there. They show a lot of you here with your family are in a new chapter. So congratulations, here you are. Not a good time to really resist and to, look back to the past like, I really wished when I was more, this way, or I really miss my old neighborhood, or, miss my old friends. I missed my old life. New chapter here, guys. This is new. The new you, the old you is gone. You never step foot in the same river twice. Things change, and here you are with a new chapter in your love corner. Of course, that is very, very vague, and maybe by design, and that's what Spirit's doing, because they don't want to tie it down too tight. If they tie it down too tight, you may disassociate with it. So they don't want that. They do show that this is still not complete, though. With my world card inverted, they're showing that there is completion needed, whether it's a project with the family or whether it's, we're going to add to the family more here, whether it's pets or children, or, hey, we have a plan to buy a house in a few years, or we're going to, move to Colorado in the mountains, by 2025. So they're showing incomplete here. So this is not done, and most of you are probably aware of that there is still more work to be done. And they're letting you know here, going back to the main card, that, this is not necessarily the month to be trying to do magical manifestation shifts with your loved ones, with your family dynamic. The family corner is another definition, another better word to maybe describe this, because when I say love, you immediately think of like your relationship partner, or if you're single, you immediately think of like your love life. But here it's a much bigger umbrella, much bigger expanse here. So they're saying this is not really the time for it. And even I would say the same advice to my singles, since we brought that up, is that this is not really the time for it. You're entering this new chapter, and it needs to unfold a little bit more and renew. That lava needs to come a little bit further to kind of clean the slate, so to speak. So we got a lot of clean slate opportunities coming in, very empowering for my Virgos. Just not the month to make drastic change, really. Let the lava lay over the land a little bit more. Maybe, December is a better month to be doing radical change here in the love corner, or to put yourself out for dating, or to be taking huge family vacations, or whatever they're referring here for you. So that is the love corner. Very good. Let's get into your runestone, guys. Been a very good reading. Very specific, actually, with the exception of that love corner. That was the only one that was a little bit vague. But like I said, it was probably intentional. That's what Spirit likes to do. So they grab a lot of the audience with that. And personal private readings are always the best. Here is your runestone here. And of course, this is the runestone of fertility. So just like we talked about in that love corner, that lava rolling in and making it brand new and making it very fertile. Again here, fertile land. That's what they show, is that November, we're creating fertility. It's getting ready to be fertile and be ripe here. So whether this is growing the family, it's an example I gave you guys earlier, or whether this is like growing business, getting ready to launch a new business when the time is right, that accomplishment that we talked about for work, or whether this is new inspiration with the financial corner, it's getting fertile, the time is getting ripe here. The fruit is getting ripe. It's ready to be picked and plucked and eaten. And, fertile ground, going back to the health corner too, they showed that this is such a good time to be breaking free and to be doing new things. So it's a very, very opportunistic month for my Virgos. All I want you to do is to take the opportunities that come to you. Don't worry about the ones that are not there. The love corner stuff was a kind of a little bit of a work in progress. But the other stuff, there are very opportunistic, good things that they want you to work on. And if you don't know by now what I'm referring to, you might want to go back and listen again, because even though there are some challenges in here, there's a lot of positivity, a lot of push in the right direction, a lot of good advice for my Virgos. So that is the entire reading, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos. Take care. Happy Thanksgiving. Have a great November.